Hey guys, welcome back to HM Innovations with Cooking with the Wife. Today she's going to be making 2 sets of cupcakes, the Super Mario Mushrooms. For this you're going to need the Betty Crocker Super Moist White Cake Mix, of course your eggs, oil. We're going to be using your marshmallows. We're going to need 6 of these, not bags, 6 individual ones. And then you're also going to need another cake mix, and this one's going to be carrot cake, again from Betty Crocker. We're going to be using this as the actual mushroom head at the top, and it's going to be in the shape of a muffin because it has to be bigger than the cupcakes. And lastly, we are going to need the pure white rolled fondant, so we'll show you how to use that in a minute. So now we're going to have to set up our oven, and we're setting it at 345 to 340. And we're going to rest it, or we're going to leave it warming and preheating for about 20 minutes before we add our cupcakes onto it. Alright guys, now after you add your white mix into your bowl, you're going to have to get 1/4 cups of water, you're going to need 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. Alright, after you've added your ingredients into the bowl, you're going to go ahead and follow the instructions on the back of the box. And it says to mix at low speed for 30 seconds and then medium speed for 2 minutes, scraping the bottom of the bowl occasionally. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. Now here is our batter, and it's ready to go into the oven. Now if you want to get a flat top, okay, which is you're going to have to use this for the bottom part of the cupcake, you're going to have to put it on a low scale for a longer period of time in the oven. If you want to get the mushroom top, or the big mushroom thing at the top of the cupcake, you're going to have to put it at a high temperature with the batter while it's been resting in the fridge for about 15 or 20 minutes. So cold batter, high temperature makes a big mushroom top. Warm or room temperature batter and low temperature for a longer period of time in the oven makes for a flat cupcake top. Alright, and now she's adding 1/4 cup of batter onto the cupcake cups, and that is going to be just the right size for our bottom cupcake, and she's going to add that to every single one of them. Now we're only going to be using these 4 for our Super Mario Mushroom Cupcakes. The other ones are for an additional set of cupcakes that she's going to be doing later on. Alright guys, now that our oven has been set, we went ahead and we added our cupcakes to the inside of the oven, and we're going to have to wait until they're ready, bring them out, and we'll keep on working on this. Using a large set of cupcake or muffin pans, these are going to be rather large, as you can see in comparison to my hand. She was able to make the muffins, so here they are, and we're going to be cutting the upper portion of the muffin to make the cupcake top. Alright, now after cutting the top of your muffin out of the way, you're going to be using this bottom part of it. Now it's flat on the top, we're going to show you how to fix that in a minute. So let's go ahead and add this to the top of our cupcake, and we'll start decorating our mushroom cake. Alright guys, now that we have the flat mushroom, or the flat cupcake on the bottom, we're going to add the upper part of the mushroom, and it's going to be the big muffin, and that's going to go on top. So it'll look like this. Now, like I said, this thing's going to be flat on the top for now, but we're going to go ahead and round this up to the top. We're going to add a marshmallow, and then we're going to put it inside the microwave, so the marshmallow is going to give it the round top. We'll show you how that works in a minute. Now what you got to do is grab a marshmallow and squeeze it out until it's this kind of flat, and we're going to place that right on the center of our cupcake. Okay, so it'll look something like this, and then we're going to place this inside of the microwave, and we're going to add the fondant on top, and you'll see how it looks. Alright, now after you added the microwave, or the marshmallow to the top, and you place it in the microwave, you should have something that looks like this. The marshmallow melts on top of it, and it creates the rounded upper portion of the muffin, and that's going to be for our cupcake top. It's going to be the top part of the mushroom. So let's go ahead and add the green fondant or the red fondant, and we'll add the white spots as well. So you'll now, using the 2 pieces of fondant, we're going to dye one green and the other one's going to be red. This is for the regular mushroom, and this is going to be for the 1-up mushroom. So let's get this thing mixed together. Alright, now that you have the food coloring and the white fondant, you're going to get the green and the red. So we're going to go ahead and flatten this out using a rolling pin. Alright, Now the way to do this is by adding this to the upper portion of your muffin. So this is how you can add your fondant to that. Then using a blade, you can do is cut around the entire edge of where your muffin is. Alright, now here is our 1-up cupcake, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add the circles around it. So we'll show you how that one's done. Now we're gonna use the mushrooms, which is the marshmallows, which are actually easier to use than the fondant. When using the small blade, we went ahead and we cut small segments of the marshmallow. So we're gonna add that to the top of our cupcakes. Alright, now after we added our marshmallows to the top of our cupcake, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that all the sides are actually touching the sides of the cupcake, so they're not falling off. Now if you want to get your marshmallows sticky, all you have to do is put it on the cup of water, or on the side of a cup of water. Just a drop of water will make it sticky enough so it can stick to the cupcake. So the last thing is making sure that it has eyes. So we'll go ahead and we're going to decorate that with a permanent marker. So let's get this thing done. Okay guys, and here's our completed marshmallow cupcake design, and it's for the Super Mario Cupcakes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as we did. Talk to you guys later.